Talk about a rocky day for the stock market, guys. I mean, holy crap. We had all the indexes in the red. Actually, no, we had the NASDAQ up, big deal, 0.1%. But other than that, we had the Russell down 1.3%, we had the S&P down 0.2%, the Dow went down 0.6%, and we had the VIX up on the day. Same with the metals. So in this video, we're going to break down the charts, we're going to break down the markets, and of course, we're going to go over some stocks that I'm looking at. But before we do, if you guys have not gone up to 16 stocks yet for Moomoo, the sponsor of today's video, what the heck are you waiting for? Use that link down below or go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo. Once you open up your account, you get one free share of stock. Once you fund your account with at least $100, you get 5 more stocks, totaling 6 stocks. And fund your account with at least $1,000, guys, you get 10 more stocks on top of the 6 stocks, totaling 16 free stocks. And mind you, each of those is could be valued up to $2,000. So if you guys want some free money and you want to help out the channel, use that Moomoo link down below or go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo. And with that being said, cheers, let's dive into it. So again, we had a pretty rocky day overall today across, all the indexes here, and the only one that had a green day, which barely had a green day, was the NASDAQ, which went up around 0.1, not even, 0.07% to be exact. You guys can see here on Triple Q, we started off the day at around, 354 roughly is where we opened. We ran all the way to 357.50. Then we ended up dumping, pretty much giving back all the gains that we made, or that we had from the beginning of the day. We gave them all back in the second half of the trading day, and we ended up closing right around, 354 here on Triple Q, and SPY closed at around, where SPY closed at, $427.10. And guys, even though we had a red day today across the board except for the NASDAQ, the bulls are still very much so in charge, at least in my opinion. Honestly, it's not even my opinion, it's a fact. If you guys look at the chart here, the bulls are still in charge. Look, on the 5-day, 5-minute on SPY, we actually hit a high this morning. Actually, no, that was in the middle of the day. Either way, we hit a high. We took out the highs from Friday and all of last week, so that's good. That's a sign that the bulls are still in charge. And you guys can see on the 10-day chart, we're taking out the highs, not only from last week, but from the week before that as well on SPY. And Triple Q, you guys know, this has been well above the highs, the highs from the past couple of weeks for quite some time at this point. Every week on Triple Q, it seems like we've been hitting, fresh highs. And you guys can see we hit $357.50 today. That was the high from the middle of the day, which you can clearly see that's above the highs from Friday, from all of last week, the week before that, week before that. You guys get the point, right? Just because we pulled back a little bit intraday does not mean that the bulls are, losing their grip. They're still very much so in charge, at least in my opinion. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And you can see that here on the 5-day on Triple Q as well. We hit a nice high. All we did was pull back a little bit, and mind you, the chart is still holding, or rather the trend is still holding here on the 5-day on Triple Q, and you can see that on SPY. If I draw this out, boom, we're still holding trend. The bulls are still in charge. So let's see what stocks ended up doing well today. Of course, we had Palantir go up about 5% at close, which is great. You guys can see this one had a lot of green in the morning, and really the first half of the day. You guys can see Palantir was at what, 14.20.30 right in the pre-market. Then we opened at about 14.50, whatever it was. We ran all the way up to 15.60. We took the highs out from last week, which you guys probably remember if you caught my previous video. Those highs were right around $15. We broke out of there, and you guys can see, as we saw an intraday pullback on the intraday chart, where do we hold and where do we close above, guys? We held 15 like clockwork, and we closed above 15 like clockwork, which is really good. And now even in the aftermarket, we're consolidating above $15, and we're actually starting to spike back towards the mid 15s, which again, last week we failed to break out of $15 literally every trading day of last week. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we broke out of 15. Not only did we break out of it, but we ended up holding it on the pullback, and we closed above it, which is really good for Palantir. So let's see if we can make a move, maybe off 15.25, maybe back to the mid 15s, high 15s tomorrow, maybe later this week. That's what I'm watching out for here on Palantir. Let's see what else ended up moving today. We had Chewy move on the day as well, which has been going up ever since earnings. You guys can see we're building on the gains post earnings, which is good. That goes to show show the strength of the bulls here on Chewy. They're not letting up. I mean, we were at what, 29, 30 bucks before earnings. Earnings came out. We shot to 34. Then we went up to 37 on, when was that? Thursday. Then Friday we came down a little bit, boom, to about 35 bucks. And today we took out the highs from Friday, and now we're starting to go to the highs from Thursday, being about 37 bucks, which I believe if that breaks in the short term here on Chewy, 37.50, we could be making an even bigger move to the upside. So let me actually set my alert at 37.50 here on Chewy. Mark is at or above, and let's kind of see if this triangle that's playing out, the ascending triangle, let's see if it really fully plays out. We take out 37.50 and go up even more from there. Let's see what else ended up moving today. We had SoFi, of course, which I covered, plenty of times over the past couple of days. SoFi, we actually covered it earlier today as well. This one up around 3% on the day, and earlier in the day, we squeezed up all the way to 760. You guys can see then we ended up consolidating at around 720 for the rest of the day, which is actually really good for the bulls, considering, look at that, kind of like what we saw with Palantir, right? SoFi is also holding the highs from last week. We saw last week we struggled to break out of 715, 720. Well, we broke out of it this morning. We held above it at close, and now we're pretty much holding right around 720, which is great. So let's see if we can make another move, maybe off this point, maybe back to the mid sevens, maybe towards $8, which you guys probably know. $8, $8.25, I believe, was the high from a couple months ago. Let's see, when was that? From the beginning of February. Yep. So that's where this could be going in the short term, guys. So maybe not in the very short term. Obviously, nothing's guaranteed, but we'll see how it goes. That is SoFi. Shopify also did very well today. Let's pull it up. 3% green day for Shopify, which, look at that, guys. It looks like we're starting to break back up here on this stock. You guys can see we reported earnings a couple weeks ago. The stock went from 45 to 65 in a couple of days, and, well, that was way too much, way too soon. That was a 40% move, and from that point, we gave back a lot of the gains. Well, not all the gains, but around, 15% of that 40, roughly 40% that it ran up after earnings. And now what you guys are seeing is buying is coming in at the 180 SMA. We're starting to pop back over the 50 SMA with today's day of trading, and now we're approaching on the 20-day chart. Let me get the channel tool out. Now we're approaching the top of this channel. Do you guys see what I'm about to draw out? Boom. Now we're approaching the top of this, which if this ends up breaking, which I kind of am looking for that to happen, guys, if we could break above $62.50, $63, top of this channel, that's where Shopify could really start to take off. Mid-60s again, heck, maybe even higher than that. You guys probably know the all-time high on this thing is a lot higher from where we are now. It was at 176, and of course, they've done many splits. We're not going to get into that in this video, but this could, needless to say, start making a move towards the 70s, 80s, maybe higher than that. We'll see. But overall, this looks really bullish. Now I'm waiting to see if it could break over 60 bucks. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, wait a second, a lot of this move's coming in the aftermarket, or some of it is at least. It's up around 2% after the bell. So we're already above 60 bucks now. We're actually at $61 after the bell. So let's see what we can do at 63 plus. That's going to be interesting here on Shopify. And by the way, guys, if you've gotten up to 16 stocks yet for Moomoo, it's free money. Each of those could be valued up to $2,000. If not, if you haven't done that already, which you should probably get on that, the clock's ticking, use that link down below. Open up your account. You get one free share of stock right off the bat. Fund your account with $100. You get 5 more stocks. And fund your account with at least $1,000, guys. You get another 10 stocks, totaling 16 free stocks. If you want some free money, hey, who doesn't like free money? And you want to help out the channel, use that Moomoo link down below. And now, cheers, guys. Let's talk about a couple other names, which I'm looking at right now. So you guys probably remember we had CrowdStrike report earnings about a week ago, right? When was that? Not even a week ago, a couple days ago. Yeah, we had them report earnings a couple days ago. The stock went from 160 down to about 140, which it got destroyed, let's be honest. But we saw a nice spike back on, I believe that was Thursday. Yeah, Thursday we recovered pretty much all the losses from post earnings, and now we're kind of consolidating around 150 to 155. The stock went up on the day around 2%, pretty good day in the midst of a red day. So now I'm kind of waiting to see what direction CrowdStrike's going to pick. Are we going to start going back down maybe to 140, 145 where we were post earnings, or are we going to run through that 155 level, 160 level and start to make a move maybe towards roughly 168, 67, which you guys can see that's where the stock was in the end of October. So I'm kind of waiting for direction here on CrowdStrike. We'll probably get it pretty soon here. And now let me take a quick look at some down movers here. We had Coinbase get destroyed today, down 9%. I forgot to actually look at why they ended up going down today. Let me see. Coinbase and other crypto stocks fall after SEC charges. Oh, that's right. Binance with more than a dozen securities violations. Yeah, I looked into that. Actually, I didn't look deep into it, but I saw a headline earlier today about that. So yeah, that is not good news for not just Coinbase, but the crypto space in general. More scrutiny, scrutiny or whatever. That's kind of what we're seeing right now. And now we're starting to dump under the moving averages. And now we're approaching a big support here on Coinbase, guys. Which if this were to break, that's not going to be good. Bad news, bulls, if that were to break right around $56. But we'll see. Maybe we get a little short-term bounce in the mid-50s here, maybe for a move back to 60, 63, or do we fall right through 60, rather not 60, 55 and start going lower? We'll see, guys, on direction here on Coinbase. Let's see. Anything else, guys? I don't want to drag this video too long. Those are pretty much the main movers that I was looking at. I don't know about you, but those are the stocks that I'm looking at. And, of course, we could talk about way more. I mean, we had Tesla go up on the day, 1.7%. Let me see what this chart looks like. Actually, maybe I'll make a video on this tomorrow. I'll save it for tomorrow. But overall, that's it for the video. Make sure to subscribe if you guys want to see all the content here. Hit that notification bell as well while you're at it. And guys, don't forget to get those free stocks from Moomoo, up to 16 stocks, each up to $2,000. All the details are linked down below. Feel free to check out my Patreon or my YouTube channel membership. Both are pretty much the same thing. All those are linked down below as well. And now, cheers. I'll catch you guys in the next video.